Let's talk the Kraljic Matrix. The Kraljic Matrix was created by Peter Kraljic in 1983 and essentially segments suppliers in terms of cost and risk. It was designed to segment the supplier base. In terms of risk, we're talking about the likelihood of any disruption to supply and the impact of that. And in terms of cost or profitability, we're talking about the impact on the bottom line of the company. So what's the point of Kraljic? Well, by segmenting our suppliers into these quadrants of risk and cost, it allows us to prioritise and create strategies in terms of what relationship to seek and what type of ordering. So are we going to be partnerships and long-term agreements or call-off contracts or e-procurement, for example? Let's look at the bottleneck quadrant. Bottleneck is high risk, low cost. So it's low value, but it might be risky because there's very little or no other options out there in the marketplace. It could be spare parts for your machine that you can get from one supplier only, so there's a possible monopoly of supply. Security of supply is what's key here, and we maintain that with call-off contracts to make sure that we always have the stock. We don't want our production line to stop. Strategic items. Strategic is high cost, high risk, and therefore these are your critical suppliers supplying the core items for the major security of your business. Here, security of supply and relationships are key. So we tend to have partnerships and long-term agreements. We want to lock these suppliers in and get the best service, innovation, and cost that we can get. We usually say capital items like premises are strategic. Leverage items. Leverage are our high cost, low risk items. Now, these are things that we'll spend a lot of money on, but our business doesn't need them to run. So when we're talking high cost, there is still lots of competition out there. So because of these different options, it means we can easily switch between suppliers. And we're going to use competitive bidding to drive the price down and try and get the cheapest price that we can. I think of this as like company cars or company-wide mobile phones. Routine items. Routine items are low cost, low risk. These are our unimportant items. They're low value with lots of options in the market, and we usually order them in a high volume. I like to think of stationery as an example here. And therefore, we want to get purchasing efficiency. We want to reduce cost when we're purchasing and make it more efficient. So e-purchasing helps us do this. So let's apply Kraljic to a cat cafe example. Now, you probably wouldn't have heard it applied here before, but if we're talking a cat cafe, a strategic item would be the cafe building itself or the furniture for people to sit on. Bottleneck, being the high risk but low cost, would be items like the coffees for the drinks or the food for the cats. Leverage might be the fancy cat furniture that you're going to dot around. The cats will be fine without it. Most of the time they'll probably not bother to sit on it. And routine would be things like stationery for the menus and so on. You could use a chalkboard instead. All of these random examples help promote memory, and that's why we tell you about them. I hope you found this useful. Please subscribe to my channel, click the subscribe button, go to our website, check out our courses, and come back for more models soon.